Hey, hello everyone. Afternoon. We're ready to get started. How's everyone feeling? Awesome. We're really excited to be here today. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces as well. But we are genuinely excited to be here as Behlow Ninja. We have a lot of cool things to share with you, very cool tactics and strategies that you guys can implement immediately, regardless of tech, your software, tools. But just like tools and tech, it's no secret the mortgage industry is changing faster than ever. So we're not just talking about tech today, we're talking about real strategies that you guys can implement, taking notes today, before you get caught in the next refi boom, right? Because we all know it's coming, and you want to have that business ready to go. So the big question is, are you ready for this upcoming refi? Is your business ready? So today we're talking about the Behlow Ninja Blueprint. And these are real strategies that you're able to implement today. I've had the privilege over the last 4 years of shaping Behlow Ninja, consulting with some of the top brokers in the industry, some of you in this room today. I've also had the privilege of consulting with a dear friend and colleague of mine, Ravon Combo. He's been in the trenches as an originator and as an AE over at UWM. So he's gotten to see over the last few years what is working best for loan officers and what's not working. He's had that background industry in information systems, which is a fancy way to say technology, and now he's in the mortgage industry, of course. We've all got our backgrounds there. But without further ado, I would like you guys to give a warm welcome to Ravon Combo.
Hello. Thank you. That was too much clapping for me, but thank you for the introduction. Awesome. And thank you, everybody, for making some time to come out here, listen to us talk. And I know kids are back to school for some of you, a little more time on your hands. Shout out to the parents that are also originating. I don't know how you do it. Full-time jobs, both of them. Now, let's get to this. This is the slide. Let's see. There we go. So when it comes down to just being a mortgage broker, loan originator, it can feel like you're spinning 1,000 plates and you're riding a unicycle, just wearing all the hats, trying to keep everything in balance. We all know that. And the role today is so much more demanding than it ever was, right? Because you're not just doing the origination part. Everyone expects you to be a finance expert. They expect you to be a marketing expert, technology expert, right? You got to have all those things down, but at the same time, you have to be that financial guru that's giving them that red carpet, white glove treatment on every loan. Now, when it comes down to what you can actually do with your technology, with your clients, right? You can save a lot of time, and you can automate what you don't have time for to create more efficiency in your business, okay? And the reason you want that efficiency is because you want to do what you focus on best, what you do best, which is closing deals and building relationships, okay? Because would you rather build an extra website, create an email template, or do one of those things, or would you rather have another meeting booked, have another phone call, have another conversation? Because we all know that's what creates deals, is more conversations, okay? And show of hands really quick, who struggles with at least one of these things on a weekly basis? Whether it's time management, lead gen, communication, compliance. I mean, just time management alone, we all know this isn't an 8-hour daily shift. You don't clock in and clock out and the job's done, the day's done. You've got lead generation. Sometimes I can feel like you're fishing and you don't have any bait on the hook, right? And then even communication. If you miss one email, sometimes that can mess up an entire deal. And even compliance, we're not even gonna really get into that. That's just not fun stuff. But some of you might have seen this stat before. When it comes down to the loans that you're closing, 80% of those people that you work with, they forget who their loan originator was within 12 months. And so exactly.
I don't remember me.
I'm sure a lot of people are memorable and a lot of people build those relationships, but there's so much going on in everybody's life. You forget who you work with on whatever you're doing. And imagine if you just captured 40%, just half of those 80%. If you're doing 50 units a year, now you've increased that to 70 by just getting half of those 80% to remember who you are. Remember who to reach out to when they need a refinance, when they need a new person to send a referral to. The last thing you want, right, is to be calling somebody for that refinance, during the refinance boom, and then they're happy to hear from you, They're excited, but then they're like, yeah, I refinanced with somebody else because you did my purchase. I didn't know you did refinances. And they maybe didn't know where to reach out to. Maybe they lost your number, whatever it might be. You want to make sure you're staying in front of these people. So that brings us to the next question, which is how, right? Now, repeat business is key, and it's critical to every business because no matter where you're at, you're working 25 times harder to convert a new lead versus just a repeat business or a referral, right? So that's 25 times more money that you spend or more time that you spend just to earn that person's business. So again, that repeat business, the referrals, they are crucial. And this is not something we made, this is proven by Harvard Business. So very, very simple. Back in the day, this is what CRMs were. 20 years ago, you just had a Rolodex. There was nothing that you really had to worry about. Now, when it comes down to today, some of you, before we met, this was your CRM, the spreadsheet CRM. And some of you, this might feel like your client list and your realtor list and everything, right? So the goal is making sense of it all, getting those opportunities out of your lists, right? How do you find those? And more importantly, how do you do it in a way that doesn't take all day long? Some way that you can do it easily. So your database is your gold mine, and you have to treat it like one. Let's tell a quick story about our broker, John, here. So he wants to do a few things. But again, most importantly, he wants to build relationships, and he wants to close loans. I'm sure a lot of you can find yourself feeling like that. Those are the main two things. But at the same time, he wants to pick a specific set of mortgage clients with a specific rate, quickly send out a blast, quickly send out a text message. The same day, he wants to be able to go in his pipeline, check out what's going on. Maybe he's got to reach out to a realtor. Maybe the borrower has to send him something, right? He wants to be able to quickly see that. What action item is next? How can I move the loan forward? And then again, within that same day, he wants to reach out to past clients. Maybe he's got an appointment setter. Maybe he wants somebody to do that for him, right? On an annual basis, on a bi-weekly basis, whatever it might be. But then remember, you've got to have the social media updates going out because you want to generate leads through social media. And we all know social media is not something you can just do for a little bit and then lay back on. You have to be pretty consistent with it. So how do you do that? Fit that into your day. And then at the same time, the leads that you get from social media, the leads that you get from referrals, whatever it might be, you have to manage that. So he wants to be managing that, again, in an easy way, not something that takes all day long. And then remember, you've also got a team, some of you. When they're calling you, hey, what's going on with this? They're texting you. You're getting emails. You're on a chain. How can you eliminate those extra pieces of communication to simplify your day and their day? You got to put that transparency on for your team so they can view the pipeline. They can see what's going on with each deal. He doesn't want to be the Bill Gates of his company, right? He just wants to build those relationships and close the deals. So this is why we put together the LO Ninja Blueprint, and this is what really, this is the backbone of everything that we should be doing. So the top strategies that we put together here can be implemented with or without technology, okay? And we're headed into a refinance boom, as we all know. So the first thing that I want to present is the refi roundup. These two things right here, when it comes down to these checkpoints in a borrower's cycle, they're critical because that 6-month check-in, again, you're just reminding them who you are. See how their move-in went. See what's going on with their mortgage if it was a refinance. Just drop in. Call, text message, what's going on with the loan anniversary. Once a year is how often you're reaching out to these people, right? Now, how do you easily find out who to reach out to today? You have to have that list, again, in a group, segmented. You have to make sense of that. And then what do you do? What do you say? How do you get a meeting booked? How do you bring up them refinancing? It's simple. You stalk their Facebook, see if they had a baby, or see if they did anything special. Talk about a renovation. See what's going on. Build that relationship. And then that's how a referral is going to come up. That's how a refinance is going to come up, right? And, whoops, move that too fast. The random check-ins. So these are for people who are in between the 6 months, in between the year. You want to get to them before the refinance boom hits. So it's the same idea. You're just reaching out, building that relationship, whether it's just asking about how their life is going, how the renovations are coming along, anything you might have heard about before, right? You're building that relationship with your borrowers. You're part of the community. And then if you don't have a huge list of past clients, this is a very, very simple but overlooked way of getting a lot of information. So if you know any title companies or anybody at a title company, reach out to them. Ask them for the last 6 months of closings that they've done at their title company. It's all public information. So when they give it to you, even if you don't know somebody, you can still call title companies and ask for this information. It's out there. Now you know these people on this list have a high rate. So reach out to all of them. It's a little bit of work, but if you don't have a database, this is a gold mine, again. Now, when it comes to purchase business, it's important during the refi boom because we all know as loan originators start to focus on just refinances, the realtors begin to feel left out. And their preferred lenders specifically start to shift attention elsewhere. That's when those relationships are up for grabs. So you can find realtors anywhere, obviously, but there's targeted relationships through Redder, MMI, different areas where you can get a little more information to target these realtors better and find what they're doing on the buyer side, on the seller side. Find somebody that's doing 8 to 10 units per year on the buyer side, reach out to them, right? Put them in a drip campaign, whatever it might be. And then keep in mind, 1 or 2 of these relationships can change your entire business. We all know that. So the more people you reach out to, again, the more you're going to have in terms of success with them. Now, one strategy to use with realtors is comment and conquer. This is, I don't know why, but people don't do this as often as they should. I haven't been hearing about it, but the people that I have seen doing it, they're having massive success with it. So back to social media a little bit. When it comes down to social media, you don't have to be posting all the time. If you have just a base built up to where somebody can visit your profile, know what you do, understand what you're about, you start visiting these realtors' profiles, throw a comment or two on, right? Not to something they posted a year ago, but just something they posted recently. Hey, great job, nice work, whatever it might be. Do it for a few weeks. And then now when you call them, you've set yourself up for a warm introduction. It's not a cold call. Or maybe you see them somewhere and they recognize you, you recognize them. Now that's a relationship that you can build, right? Very simple, nobody's doing it. Take advantage of this. Now, quick recap. We talked about refinance business from your database, refinance business if you don't have a database, and the purchase plays for that. What does it take at the end of the day? What is all of this coming out to? It's just more conversations turning out to be more deals. Because that's all we're doing in this business is just having the conversations that turn into deals. And going back to what we were saying earlier, that wasted time, any operational inefficiencies, they're adding up at the end of the day. All those little manual tasks that you have, the manual reach outs, the manual things you're doing, making sense of your day, just the time management to figure out what tasks you have to execute on, taking that time in the beginning of the day, again, it adds up to lost revenue later on. So figure out what you can automate. Figure out what you can, again, find from your database, get that time back, create more opportunities. And so we can take these steps a little bit further, take these strategies a little bit further, and we'll throw some technology in there, right? One of the main things you want to automate is the outreach. So you're not automating everything to where it seems ingenuine. You want to just automate those outreach attempts. So that way, all you're doing, you're having conversations. You get people booking, you get people emailing, texting back, whatever it might be. And then you let the technology capture the leads, convert them, and then nurture them post-close. So again, you're making the most of that database. You're making the most of your leads and truly squeezing everything you can out of that. Now, when it comes to that seamless integration, making your life even easier, Arrive syncs up seamlessly with Elo Ninja. So you're not in there entering the information in Arrive, data points that you can use to maximize your database. Right there. That's all you need. So bringing it full circle, the more conversations, becoming more deals, our goal is to make it as easy as possible for you by simply uploading your contacts, getting them in from your LOS, wherever it might be, leads list, whatever it is, and then filling your calendar, filling up your inbox, so that way you're responding to people without lifting a finger. You just wake up, people are responding back, they're engaging, your calendar is getting filled up, you have appointments. That's the goal. So back to the story that we were talking about, this was our broker John's closet before, right? It's kind of like, what clothes are you going to wear? How do you know what's clean? How do you know what's what? What matches with what? Now, imagine if it's like that. That looks a lot nicer, a lot easier. You can pick out your clothes. You know it's all clean. It's all organized. This is what you want with your database. You want it to be nice and organized like that. You want to have different lists. You want to be able to easily segment it, right? And ideally, that pipeline transparency, that automated qualification, you want that stuff happening because it can happen and still be genuine, right? At the same time, you don't want to be logging into 30 different platforms to be making all this happen in your business. You don't want something for email, something for text message, something for phone calls. You want it all on one platform with one login, because we all know remembering passwords sucks. So at the same time, we want it to be genuine. That's what we've been saying. That's why a lot of people are scared of automation, because it seems, again, disingenuous. But it's fully customizable. You can be as hands-off as you want it to be, and it's still genuine. But at the same time, you can make it match your brand. So with that, you're going to get support every step of the way. Video calls, Zoom calls, weekly meetings, anything that you can think of, right? Holding your hand, getting you that white glove treatment. And for C2 Connect, today specifically, we have a classroom special. So you're getting that LO Ninja, you're getting the blueprint, you're getting the Refi Roundup campaigns. There's a whole lot in there. 50% off for the next 3 months. And then there's an additional $50 from C2. So this is for the first 48 hours after today, okay? And then scan these QR codes. That's for the deal, and this one is for the LO Ninja Blueprint. So what we just went over with a little bit more detail in it. It's a 10-page PDF. That's free. Right now, I'm going to leave it up to Brad. Anything that I'm missing?
Great. We're going to open it up for any questions, guys.
Beautiful.
What's favorite for Ravon?
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Please.
I got you, Tracy.
Tech support.
Yes.
That's kind of been my biggest challenge with my current CRM is if I don't know how to do something or there's a little glitch in the system or something, you know, I call, I'm online, I'm hold forever and ever. I do a little chat box and no one answers. And so what's your tech support?
Yeah. What's great about C2 is there's a dedicated Slack channel for C2 members only. There's a dedicated weekly call for C2 members only. And what's great is our personal support holds your hand not just as an onboarding, but every step of the way. We're walking you through the software, implementing it into your life, not you having to fit and learn a new language of CRM. And that's what we developed over the last few years is you don't need to learn a whole different language here. This should just be able to implement into your daily systems. Okay. Speaking of support, we're holding your hand every step of the way.
Tracy.
I totally get the need to have all of these things integrated, but how do we see a demo of what it looks and feels like?
Yeah, please scan that QR code. That'll lead you right to the demo page. And it'll also give you, the one on the right over here will lead you to the demo, show you the ins and outs.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine. Shoes.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, okay, so I think my biggest hesitation to move to any new CRM is just the pain or unknown of how to import all this data seamlessly. If that's painful, I don't want to do it.
Do you have a CSV file?
What is that?
Okay.
How can you export all that stuff?
Yeah, great question.
Put it into like a new thing and let it look the same. Like, would it be different? Do I have to like?
No, so.
The great thing is any of your data that you're exporting, we make it seamless. So the data you're used to seeing, we just clean it up so that you're able to easily see all your past clients, all your active deals, your leads, your realtors, your referral partners. We map it for you so that as soon as you get in, you know exactly what your data is and how to manage it, how to navigate it. So no matter how messy your database is or your Excel file, whatever it is, we take it and we clean that up for you.
I feared from the demo that a large component of Behlow Ninja is text messaging. If that's correct, how are you guys handling the TCPA?
Exactly. So all accounts have to go through that approval process for the TCP and the A2P approval. We handle all of that, so you're fully compliant for your texting, and that's pretty much all on us. We take care of that completely for your business.
So if somebody chooses to opt out, but then decides later that they want to opt in, how would that work?
So a simple universal rule, if you reply stop and opt out for any business text message, you can always, you're officially opted out, you reply the word start, you're officially opted in. That's just a universal now. You had a question over here?
You said that.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to that replacement slide. Sorry, go ahead.
You said that there's the automation of appointment setting and contact manager. What does that look like? Like, is it so you get an incoming email from you get a response from a happy birthday email from your client, and it comes via email. What does that look like if you're not actively managing that?
Exactly. So the AI is either a co-pilot or an autopilot. Okay. And what's great is you can have it on an autopilot. Say you're going away or you're out of the office, you want that AI to take over. This AI is specifically trained on your business, your brand, and your voice. So it's not just a general AI that we're all hearing about that seems disingenuous, it's not authentic. It's trained on that. So anybody who replies, you can choose to have that autopilot response. And even more so, Ravon was mentioning the 6-month check-ins, the loan anniversaries. AI is engaging those contacts to actually book appointments on your calendar. It's not a simple happy loan anniversary. It's actively looking out for opportunities and booking those on your calendar without you lifting a finger.
I had my friend over there in the car a couple times.
Let's say you have 1,000 contacts and a quarter of them are past clients and a quarter are prospects, and a quarter are just friends, family, and whatnot, and you put it all in.
Yes, absolutely.
The AI start reaching out to them, and like you've got some of the dad's birthdays, some is just addresses.
Yeah.
It's all segmented, and it'll reach out accordingly based on the campaigns, right? If it's a past client campaign, and that's what we help implement. So the big thing about our team is what we're implementing with your database is we analyze it with you, and we say, step 1, step 2, step 3, we're taking your database and implementing it in certain key pieces, certain drip campaigns, whatever it might be.
Okay. And it wouldn't automatically be reaching out to people you don't want it to reach out to. In other words.
Yes.
Okay.
Does it have a tracking system? So like every morning you go in your CRM and this is who I'm calling today.
Yes.
This is my contacts. This is how many I'm doing. You know, what response I'm getting. When I'm tracking something, does it have that?
The optimal day is right in front of you as soon as you log in. What do I need to do today? Who's top priority? Whose ball is the court in? What needs to happen? And that's laid out for you as soon as you log in.
Okay.
Does it lay over Arrive, or like, I mean, how is it presented? Is it you've got Arrive on one side and then a separate app?
Yep, and Arrive is actually implemented into the system itself. So if you wanted to use Arrive inside of Hello Ninja, you can operate it.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely, yep, seamless.
My friend in the suit. I'm sorry?
Demo?
Oh, yes.
The QR code, sure.
Let me get back to it. On the right side. The one on the right?
All it does is takes you to a payment.
Oh, it takes you to
The payment link? Okay.
And how much is it per month?
Should I
Is it
grab the-
monthly? Is it annual? What's the?
So for the C2 Connect special offer, it's only $100 for the next 3 months. It's 50% off. C2 is offering a $50 credit for the next 12 months for all C2 members. So that's a reimbursement credit from C2. So the CRM is normally $297 a month. It's 50% off, so it's $149 a month. Minus that $50 credit from C2. For the next 3 months, it's only $100 a month.
So you have to have a 12-month contract, or
No contracts, we're all month to month.
so if after 3 months you don't want it, can we still have our data?
Absolutely, you have full control over your data, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
how much, I'm sorry, how much regularly was it that you said per month?
$247,
$247 per month, after the whole special thing?
yes. Go ahead.
So this payment of $250 is covering 3 months?
That $250 includes the one-time setup fee. It's a $99 setup fee, regularly $199. So the total is the $248 today. Yep.
Oh, got it.
Are you able to build like a separate marketing campaign with, let's say, a list that we bought, and let's say the list has 1,000 people? Are you able to scrub the numbers and make sure do not call us?
Great question. Yeah, the full number is scrubbed and verified, and the emails are verified too. So you're never reaching out to a number or an email that's not already verified. The system does that for you, and you can build that campaign.
So let's say if I bring my list over, do they have to opt in order to be a part of it?
It's a great question. Your list is, you're consenting that they are opted in. If you don't have permission to reach out to them, then yes. Via SMS, you should not be reaching out to them. But if you have a previous list you're importing and you've already gotten that prior consent, then you are legally allowed to reach out to them via text message.
So you can separate the two, like, oh, this is like
Correct.
bought and this is my
Correct. And that's a part of our cleanup process that we do.
Is that an extra fee?
Exactly.
Or is that built into the system?
Built completely into the system. So you're able to segment exactly who's available and who still needs to be consented to reach out to. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask one of our users here, Mike, you got any words to say? He's been on the platform for a little bit now.
So just kind of listening to what everybody is talking about. So I don't remember who made the comment, but I had over 6,000 contacts come over from my old CRM into my new one, and these guys did a very good job at segmenting it to my past clients, my realtors, and a couple of other smart lists. So whoever asked that question, I wouldn't be too concerned with that because these guys are really good at it. The system, you know, I work in this system probably 90% of my day. So everything is done inside of this system for me. Somebody asked about if they had 1,000 contacts, creating a workflow. Creating a workflow in the system is a lot easier than it's going to be in most any other systems. And these guys can help out. They can even help out with you have a vision of what you want to do, what you want to say. You tell Brad, and mixes it all up in his head, and then he can help you. He can help you, you know, create that workflow for you. So I came over from a very popular system. I came over because I wanted to integrate AI. I wanted to be able to create my own workflows. I wanted to be able to create additional fields and processes and stuff inside my CRM because of where the industry is going, and I couldn't do that in my old system, and this one would do it, and these guys are on top of it. I mean, a couple weeks ago, you know, we knew the refi boom was coming, but these guys were already ahead of it. They've got multiple campaigns in the system for us. For conventional FHA, VA, all we really had to do was segment it in the system and attach it to a workflow, and it's ready to go. So these guys are already ahead of the game, and that's pretty big. You know, when you have a CRM company that's, you know, ahead of the game, that's keeping track of the industry and what's happening and is creating things for you inside the system.
Does it have video attached? I mean, can you attach video in there?
Absolutely, yes.
Right from your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
The SMS could come from your own cell phone number.
SMS has to be a business phone number. So
For compliance.
for compliance, and especially in the finance industry, it's a separate business number that we set up with. Unless you already have a current business number, we will port that over with you. You can always keep that number. Otherwise, you're starting with a business line. As soon as anybody calls that number, it's forwarded straight to your cell phone. Rob, you got anything to share with the
Sure.
group here?
I've been on Elementor for about a year now. I was one of the early adopters, and this is a steal. I was paying for it, and it was like $360 a month or something. But I always said it was like, it's basically my personal assistant. Because I had it sending out personal updates, all the stuff that David was talking about, sending out all these milestone updates. I did that all in Hello Ninja. You can make videos, and the same kind of thing he did in Arrive, you can do that in Hello Ninja. Track who clicks the email, who opened the email, all the data you need to see on that. But you know, the price that it's only going to be, what do you say, $270 is pretty crazy. It schedules appointments for me. Like he said, you can build your own workflows. So if you don't like something, I'll really commend these guys because when I first jumped on, there's a lot of things I didn't really like about it. And I would like send them an email saying, hey, can you guys fix this? And like a week or two, bang, it was done. They pushed it out to everybody too. So they're one of the companies that if it's a good idea, it makes sense, they're going to make the change and they're going to move forward quickly.
Yeah, immediately. It's not going to be 6 months from now.
Yeah, I came from like Encompass, and so like every time I would like send an email to Encompass, like a year and a half later, they said, oh, we talked about it, and we decided not to.
So I'll say one more thing though. I think the biggest thing is the integration with Arrive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, you know, there's a lot of CRM companies that are like, oh, we integrate with Arrive. Yeah, okay, but no. These guys have it integrated super well. I asked them how they did it. They won't tell me, but that's okay. That's okay. But I mean, it really is kind of seamless. You do something in Arrive, it immediately flows over into the CRM, sends out your milestone emails, and it's really kind of brilliant how they perfected that. So I'm very impressed.
And you said you can work through this system for Arrive, so you don't have to jump back and forth.
Correct. Yes. Correct. It's right inside. We had a question over here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you able to rip data out of the old Calyx?
Absolutely, yes. The archaic Calyx, we can get the data out.
You can grab it.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Sorry, we're over.
I have Ring Central,
Yeah.
and that's what I use for my business. So I have Calyx. So integrating some of the customers, because I'm a real estate broker as well as loan officer. Can it be integrated and I can do from one?
You can fully integrate it, yes. And you're able to get rid of both systems too. Absolutely.
That's the nice part. No more Ring Central.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I thought.
So
Yes.
the business phone numbers you guys assign.
Yes.
Does it receive fax like these color fax and stuff?
Yeah,
You get faxes
absolutely.
a lot? Yeah. When it can be integrated. I just haven't had that question in a while.
Some places they like
Yeah.
for case of employment they still fax it. So.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah, we incorporate with that as well.
Or insurance or HOAs.
Yeah.
They still use it.
Pat, you mentioned some recent workflows that you were running.
Yeah, so I've been, these guys
have been doing a lot longer than I have. I signed on maybe about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Very recent, yeah.
I love these guys a lot. And they're very gracious. So I'm only starting playing around with it. What they said about arrive tags, 1,000% true. In fact, I'm amazed how fast those emails go out when they're linked up. And it's like, and what they do is they'll get on a Zoom call with you, they'll actually do it for you. They'll just let them drive and they'll do it. I started, I'm at the very beginning, so I ported over about 8,000 contacts so far. About 3,000 are realtors that I've been just kind of marketing to in California. I send out their newsletter, which is, I always thought a newsletter had to be like really big, and they kind of just cut it down to very basic stuff and put your rates in there, whatever. I think this week I have talked to 14, 15 realtors, over 12 of them. I had no idea who they were. I've never talked to them before. And they're like, yeah, I got your newsletter. And I've been doing it for a long time. And okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to talk a little smack. I had Bonzo before. It was not getting delivered. Maybe 900 of the 3,000 or 4,000 were getting delivered. So it wasn't golden. These guys, so far, they've delivered to the point where I'm getting already 3 or 4 X response rates. And having good conversations. And they're like, okay, cool. So I have this property, can you do a flyer? Great, I go on OSI Express, takes 5 minutes, put it together, send it, and now all of a sudden you have a relationship. So it's actually working real well. I'm starting to get texts from borrowers. Texting works real well. Emailing works real well. It's very, very nice and integrated. So yeah, no, I've been kind of playing around with it. And whoever said that it's become like your assistant, it really, you end up spending so much time on there because there's so many tools integrated together.
And it's not going to be for the technically challenged?
Yeah, right.
Oh no, I am totally technically challenged.
Because I may be
It's
old.
hands off.
I want to praise that I'm new.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's fully hands off as you want it to be, but you have that ability to go in there and customize every single detail. So it can match your brand, but if you want it to be fully hands off, again, we're constantly pushing out updates, so you're always getting the best and the latest conversation data. We're analyzing thousands of conversations, because you can imagine how many we see. So we're pushing out the best text messages, emails, different formats. We refresh and everything, so constantly get that.
And does it pick up double, like if I have a borrower that's bought 5 properties, I don't want to have 5 contacts.
Right, exactly. Yes, multiple loans under one deal, finally. Yes. We had a question back here?
You will get a lot better response rates. It's really, I was skeptical, and I'm hungry.
I just bought it.
And they're not paying.
Good. We'll talk to you next week.
So I saw one of your slides, you have Ring Central listed as somebody you can integrate with. Is that for personal accounts we use for business, or is that something you guys provide on the back end for the SMS?
So, data.
And is it part of the cost?
So it's actually, so that list was one of the tools you get rid of completely. You don't need anymore with Hello Ninja. It gets rid of it completely. It's
so it's replacing
completely replacing that.
Yeah.
You guys also provide VoIP connections. Does that mean people can call and you can answer with a computer?
Exactly. Answer on your mobile app, your computer, wherever you'd like.
Oh, so I just took a call like that about 20 minutes from here. 20 minutes ago when we were switching. Yeah, the call goes straight through. It even says.
Hello
This
Ninja.
is a Hello Ninja transfer call. So you get the call that says Hello Ninja transfer call, and the audio was seamless. It wasn't like delayed or skipping or.
Same thing if you had one of those menus of press 1 for this, press 2 for this. You can fully set that up.
You
And
guys aren't managing the VoIP servers in the background too.
no, correct. Yeah. No. With a big.
We integrate, yeah.
Please.
So I couldn't really hear exactly talk about content. So
Yes.
we're talking about text and email. Are you actually producing some sort of content to send out?
Yes.
To clients on a regular basis or semi-regular?
Correct. Yep. All the way from when that lead opts in, they're being nurtured throughout the entire loan process, all the way until post-close, and for years to come, they're getting nurtured. Not to mention, the realtors on those deals are also getting nurtured. So you're not just giving a happy birthday to a borrower, the realtor's knowing about that birthday as well, which is amplifying that relationship. So all of those are plug-and-play campaigns that are built.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of content that, I'm trying to think of the site that I'm using. It was Barry Habib's former site. That puts out, really nice newsletters that have, some mortgage industry related, finance related, and then a recipe or something. So it kind of covers all the bases without being boring or worthless.
Yes.
So you guys are able to go in and like pull off the contact. I mean, we have access to the back end.
Right.
So we can kind of pull that database and get it to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you do a weekly mortgage market update or anything like that? Is there a
Nothing that's pre-built, like the little videos and things like that, but your own spin on it, it's very easy to use.
We have the
It's
template,
very-
you just plug and play.
It's very easy, you just, and they can help you. You create a template, all right? And then you say, every Friday, I want to create a newsletter. You can go on ChatGPT or Barry Habib's website or whatever, and you can copy and paste it right into the template. And then you can batch it out to whoever that you want. In the marketing, you create email under the email marketing tab. And it'll ask you, create your template, great. You go in there, you copy and paste whatever you want in there. You send it out now, you can batch it, you can send it out in 2 days. Like for me, because I have so many contacts and my domain is relatively new, I'll batch out like 100 contacts every 10 minutes just so that it's not messing up my domain and it's warming it up or whatever. So, you know, it's very easy to use and it doesn't take very long to do. It's just literally copy paste, send it out.
Yeah.
What about
It's all over there.
the WOW Me people?
Mhm.
Will that integrate? Like
They do integrate, yes.
Oh, they are gonna ask you
Yes.
about that.
Yeah, they do integrate. Yeah, it's complimentary of the CRM. So I mean, if you have WowMe and you need to integrate those videos or whatever it might be, it can fully speak to WowMe.
Because I signed up for that and I just
Okay, good.
done.
Sorry, over here.
Does it integrate, does it do any integration with social media?
Yes, yeah. So all of your social media, if you're big into social media, you can link all those profiles, and with one click, you're blasting that post not just to one, but to all of them at once. And that way, if you need AI to make an image for you, AI to come up with the content for you, that's fully integrated.
I see it says that you can get rid of Wix, so you can create websites within.
There's a full website builder inside.
Website builder, and then also you can build funnels as well.
Landing page funnels, yep, lead capture.
Yeah.
Exactly. Please.
Can you change categories? I've got clients that are reverse mortgage, then they become, you know, forward mortgage, or,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
VA mortgage. Then
Yes.
it's, you know, can I change these categories to be able to approach that type of customer that's like a certain?
Yeah, that's the main segmenting and putting them in buckets, and maybe they fit multiple of those, right? So yes, that's exactly. Exactly.
It's actually what they call smart lists.
Smart lists.
You choose a smart list like for your VA, for your FHA, for your reverse, and they'll send them just to those people. They're pretty easy to set up, so yeah.
We really hope you guys take advantage of this C2 offer because this is a limited time. This is only for this weekend, and C2 was really gracious enough to provide that credit for 12 months too. So we really hope you guys take advantage. It'll be well worth it. Brittany?
So I'm a UW account executive for any of my LOs that are in here. I will say I obviously have a ton of experience with hearing about different CRMs. And as of today, the first time I heard about this, there are a lot of things that they did talk about today, but there's a lot more that there's some small things that would definitely help out with marketing, would definitely help with keeping your LOs and a lot of less input that you have to do. I was astounded by a lot of the things that they had to say that is implemented by their system. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Salesforce. It's a very intricate system. This is one of the things that comes with this system. If anybody's been out with Success Tracker or has ever watched the sales huddle, when they talk about perfect days, this is one of the things that if you struggle with where you find your day of like what the things I have to do every day, it tells you or sets up your system or your day to be able to say, okay, your client said that they want to talk to you that day. That was one of the things that really astounded me because we all struggle with like, okay, what do I need to do each day to make sure that I'm being successful in doing my business? This thing schedules it for you. And that was, to me, one of the biggest shocks. Again, as an account executive, you hear a lot about CRMs, and I couldn't say more than enough about this system. And this is not backed by UWM yet. But I would say, definitely a great system if you don't have one already.
Thanks,
If you have an LO team, can you sign up sign on, or does it have to be for Hello?
Yep, absolutely. You can have a team.
Oh, so I already signed up 3 people under me. It takes like 2 minutes to add them on.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very simple.
Thank you, Pat.
I signed up, I tried
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Are you guys still doing like the
Yeah, that 10%.
I got Quay on there.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. I think I have that under you. I believe I do. Yeah. Hey, thank you everybody.
I couldn't read the QR code, so I grab my phone because
Sure, yeah, I'm trying to get